Most marketers and companies are focusing on mainstream marketing channels like Google, Meta, and LinkedIn. But many overlook a huge platform with a huge potential, Reddit. Reddit has over 500 million monthly users, and you have so much less competition from bigger, wealthier companies, and it can become a very affordable channel. In this video, we will explore Reddit as a marketing channel for startups, especially for SaaS startups. I've interviewed an entrepreneur who has been active and successful on Reddit. His name is Stefan Tabakov, and he found a startup that it's called Sofx.io. And he has been promoting that startup very successfully on Reddit. And he will be sharing his lessons from years of working with Reddit. But before we dive into the interview, I will share the most important lessons that I took from that interview. On Reddit, you can create content on your profile, but without followers, not so many Reddit users will see that content. However, because Reddit has such a great authority in Google, your articles, your content is much more likely to rank in Google than if you publish it on your own website. So that can be a strategy, but it's not very scalable in the beginning. Stefan recommends to join relevant communities on Reddit and look for the newest posts for relevant questions that you can answer. So it's better to comment on already existing posts than to create your own posts. Because if you create your own posts, it's much more effort and you don't know how it will go. Will it hit the trends or will it disappear pretty quickly? And if you focus on the new posts, you can achieve much more visibility with less risk and effort. So you comment, try to give as much value as possible, and you don't try to promote your products because the community, the admins, they don't like promotion on Reddit. But nevertheless, if you give value, people get curious. They click on your profile, and that's where you promote your startup, your solution, your offers. And you can create a funnel where you ask people to join your community or to download a lead magnet to get their email addresses. On Reddit, it's all about reputation. People look at your profile, they can see your past comments and posts, and they can also see the score, the karma. And so it's important to give as much value as possible and to build karma and reputation. And that's where people start interacting. And don't contact them. Instead, let them contact you. You can ask users on Reddit to contact you, to send you a DM, to get more details, to get more value. Because if you start sending out messages on Reddit, you will be blocked pretty quickly. Reddit has some trolls sometimes, so they might be negative about your comments or your posts, but that's fine. Just keep your head cool and explain to the commenter in a logical way, and other people will understand who is right, who is wrong. And the good thing is those comments push your comment and your content in Reddit algorithm. So the more comments those angry people do, the better for your content, the more visible it will be. So use it to your advantage and just don't stress about negative comments. And now we are moving to the full interview with Stefan, who will share in detail his lessons from his Reddit activities. And if you need some support with choosing the right marketing channels, we created a checklist for marketing channels and for marketing in general for software as a service startups. And you can download it for free on masterful.info.
Very excited to speak on this topic. I didn't discover Reddit. I wasn't the first, but I have a lot of experience and I believe it's one of the best channels to market your products, your services, especially if they're regulated by Meta or Google or the big players.
Yeah, certain topics you cannot use Meta ads or Google ads. Like in Stefan's case, it's a solution for crypto trading. And as soon as Meta ads or Google ads sees something with crypto, or there are other topics like CBD, certain types of investments, you are not able to use those channels. And in those cases, Reddit can be an amazing alternative. But I think it's also could be pretty interesting for mainstream products that could also use LinkedIn, Meta, Facebook, because I think maybe, first of all, it's not so oversaturated. If you look at Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, there is a lot of competition because everyone is thinking about those channels. But with Reddit, it's unique. And it's not the first thing that comes to your mind when you're thinking about promoting a software startup. Maybe first you can introduce a little bit your business, and then you can tell me a little bit how you discovered Reddit.
So our business that we're going to talk about here, we have a few, but our business is based on a software as a service model. We are offering, because we are experts in algorithmic trading, we have a lot of hardware. We have at least 16,000 processing cores. So we are experts in algo trading. So I combined my passion for crypto with development, and with development of algorithms. I realized that you can never have an edge over other traders if you're trading manually. You can have one opportunity to win during the month and you can sleep it out and miss it completely. While an algorithm is working 24/7, 365 without any input. So that's the basis of our company. We're selling some of our best algorithms as a subscription service due to the fact that they're connected to Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're not offering an actual crypto product, but it's connected to that. We had very big problems with marketing. We tried first, obviously, to go to Meta, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, obviously. There, we spent thousands, and then each one of our accounts that we kept on making for another company, etc., another person, they kept on getting blocked. Google advertisement, same thing. Google ads, they do not like anything connected to crypto, even if there's a icon. So the Bitcoin, the B, right? Their AI will detect it and cut you off, and they don't even give you strikes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very important lesson also for other businesses. So if your whole strategy is relying on Meta ads or Google ads, and you realize how actually easy it is to get banned without any warning, so you should also consider some plan Bs or diversification. Of course, you can focus like 80% if it works for you for mainstream media, but for one channel particular, but at least 20% you could do with Reddit. And I guess with Reddit, the chances are much lower that you get banned.
So Reddit has an option to run ads as well. There, however, for cryptocurrencies, you can run ads, but the budget is $1,000 a day minimum. If you are a startup founder who just stumbled across 10 billion, maybe you can make use of that. Otherwise, the main idea of using Reddit is organic content and connecting to people in communities where they are already the audience is gathering already in communities for, in my case, trading, cryptocurrencies, algo trading, all of that, just algorithms in general. Your audience has already joined those communities, and all you need to do is basically be active. Be active, be sincere, and be real, because on Reddit, people are not forgiving at all. So if they sense that you're trying to do any sort of advertisement, sort of like, hey, I just found this great algorithm, it made me a millionaire, obviously you're going to get very bad reputation down the line because everything is connected, recorded, your comments are left in the history. So Reddit is a great tool for organic marketing. And for example, on our website, we have a blog section, right? So we write articles, we write blogs, etc. for SEO and obvious reasons. We can use those, and we have used those, and we put them basically as learning educational material, which is an indirect advertisement of us. We don't just say, hey, we just made 10% in the recent crash on the markets, even though we did. We can, say, here's how you can optimize your portfolio management strategy, etc., with real substance and content. And people appreciate that. They come looking for you. They come asking for jobs. I have in my Reddit account, I have 16 messages about job offers as traders, just because I posted a few articles and then I go around commenting on they have some issue with trading. I know I've had that issue. I just comment the best I can, try to help out. Really, it works. I've seen a great amount of people join Reddit because we have a pixel installed there, right? So we can monitor who has been on our Reddit page and then click the link through there with Google Tag Manager, etc., which is pretty standard things for advertisement. So my idea is be real, be organic on Reddit. If it's not you, it can be your partner, someone who is more extroverted. Because for me, for example, it was a problem because I'm a very introverted person. I don't like to put myself out there that much, but Reddit and YouTube, which I will talk about later, are amazing platforms for organic growth and finding the right audience, because people are literally piling up into those communities and you don't need to target them with AdWords, etc.
Yeah, it's quite a challenge with the classical mainstream marketing channels like Google Ads and Meta Ads with targeting precise your target audience. They take away your control and they put it on algorithm. And with algorithm, you also need a lot of money to teach the algorithm which kind of similarities are there between those conversions, between those clients that you generate through those channels. And on Reddit, they're all in those groups, and there is like a group mentality. They are similar people. They are similar interest, at least. And it's probably easier to understand the target audience, what they are interested in, to publish the right content and then to generate some buzz, some comments, so that you are one of them, not just trying to sell them something. How much effort does it take to have some success on Reddit? Is it enough just to repurpose your content, your existing content from your blog or from your YouTube channel, and just publish it on Reddit?
Right. So that's one thing you can definitely do. You just make a blog post about some topic and then you post it on Medium, you post it on Reddit, obviously edited so that it looks great for those platforms. That's one thing. The other thing, which is very much more personal. So you go to basically, for me, for our company, you go to the trading subreddit, right? And you go to the newest posts. And if you know the answer, you go directly into the comments and you answer as well as you can. It can take out a number of your day in the beginning when you wake up, for example, drinking your coffee or anything like that, browsing Reddit, answering things that you know already because this is your business. Whatever type of business is, you try to get to be the first to answer the newest posts. And then maybe in the end, you can say, if you want to learn something more, DM me and I'm free to talk on a video call or something like that. That's a very good way to create leads, to directly go and comment, not only post, but comment on people's questions, uncertainties, etc. And just give the brutal, honest truth. You don't need to say, hey, we're the best. You should do this, not that. You just have to be present. It can literally just take you 1 hour every day going through different subreddits, commenting, making people, answering people, making them follow up in your direct messages. From there, you can funnel them into your website, into your Discord if you have, or Telegram, or whatever you're using. Also, another thing which is important is really to be yourself, because Reddit is a very anonymous place, right? So you will encounter a lot of hate. That's one thing that you will do, because everybody there is an expert, obviously. And whenever you comment something, there's 5 times out of 10, there's going to be someone who's like, no, you're completely wrong. And you're also not winning and your life sucks. In the beginning, it's a bit of a shock because you expect like, I'm just trying to help this person, right? What's this about? But then you have to just kind of accept with the sense of humor, and then that even makes for better conversions, because if you make up something witty, all publicity is good publicity. If someone is constantly hating on everything that you post and comment, you can just make a fool out of them and people enjoy that. So yeah, that's one strategy, and it does work for sure. It's organic, it's free, and you kind of turn the criticism against you by just providing just very calm, normal answers to people who are overreacting and telling you that you don't know anything. By proving people wrong, you can definitely gain a lot of followers. And oh yeah, and that's the other thing. People will follow you on Reddit. Now, that's a new feature. Usually before there was only karma, and it was only, so you post something, 10,000 people like it, you have 10,000 karma. Now they split it into comments and posts so that people know if you're just commenting on stuff all the time or if you're contributing as well. So now when you have, you've kind of gained traction, you've helped a few people, they start following you. And when they start following you, you can then post directly on your profile instead of in subreddits or, pages. And that will pop up on their For You page. So you can gain followers now on Reddit, which was not the same a few years ago. It's kind of becoming more of a something like Instagram-ish type of deal with different communities, however. Something like Pinterest, etc.
Yes, it's really a great approach. You put yourself out there outside of your bubble, compared like if on Facebook you post something and it's on within your bubble or Instagram. And here the whole purpose is to have a discussion with outside of the bubble. It's not about the bubble, it's about the interests. Yeah, I realized when I looked at in some SaaS startup related channels on Reddit, there is also a lot of misconceptions. Is it your experience as well? Like wrong information, wrong advice?
Well, yeah, for sure. If you're using Reddit, but that's the good thing about it. If you're using Reddit to spread, well, let's say misinformation, because maybe it's not your fault, it's not on purpose, you just don't know, and you post something and then you try to advertise, you will get punished brutally by the community. Someone who actually knows will point that out to you, and you will get punished for that. So, which is actually good. So that makes the companies that stand out and are persistent and gain followers and gain what they call karma. So that's good because the community itself removes those bad actors that post misinformation. So you're free to share whatever you want, but you will get punished a lot if you share something stupid or something that is an obvious false advertisement or something like that.
What is the difference if someone with little karma versus someone with huge karma, if they post or if they comment or interact any other way? What is the advantage of karma?
Basically, it is reputation. It's like if I have to compare it to YouTube, it's likes and dislikes. However, it's the sum of those. So is the sum of the likes and the dislikes. It won't help you, if you're like 10,000 karma, which is the sum of all the things that you've contributed and people have appreciated, basically. It will not help you pop up higher on the, for example, comment list or pop up higher in the subreddit when you post something. It will not do that. So it's very democratic. It's just, as I said, yeah, it's your reputation. So when you post something and someone is unsure if it's true, and then they check your profile and then they see that, you have a lot of reputation, a good reputation, then it will help, but it will not help you get better placement in subreddits, for example, or in comment sections. So the actual content that you post will do that, but not the karma. The karma is just something extra that people will look at, say, okay, well, this is an expert, obviously, or this guy doesn't know anything and his account is brand new and nobody likes whatever he's commenting on all the time, and they won't follow you. But if they see that you have good karma, you have a good reputation, they will follow you. And when they follow you, you can post, for example, as we do all the time, we can post, for example, this week we made X% or we lost X%, being authentic. You can't just try and make it up like you're always winning and everything. So, unicorns and every flowers. But yeah, if someone sees that you have a lot of karma, they will definitely follow you, and then you will start popping up in their feed more and more. So that's how you can convert someone who is just browsing into a lead.
It seems to be Reddit is all about being democratical. In forums, old-fashioned way, you always saw how many likes this person had in total. You could see how many posts or mentions he provided in this forum. And there were oftentimes like levels. You are experienced user, you are unexperienced user, and you could immediately understand that. But in Reddit, you have to click on the profile.
They've started introducing some, I will look at my phone because it's easier than opening Reddit in a whole new browser.
Course.
So they have putting achievements. So for example, if I look at this person, someone, I don't see immediately if they have any achievements, but when I click on their profile, I'll see they have 4,000 karma and they have contributor, stuff like that. And if I look at mine, I have top 25% poster, top 10% poster, top 5%, top 1%, their streaks, stuff like that. So yeah, your comparison to forums is very accurate, but it doesn't scream like this is a professional that just commented. You have to read it. And then again, as I told you, the real communication is someone responds to your claim that you've answered. Someone responds to that. And then they say, well, okay, but you're still you don't break a profit. So your advice isn't worth anything. Just an example, because it's anonymous and people say whatever they want. You can just tell them go check my profile, right? And that's it. Because you have all of the proof there, timestamps, everything. My advice would be to start building up reputation on Reddit ASAP. So start, even if you don't have any followers, anything, nobody knows about you, start posting content on your own page. Start posting content, start posting proof of whatever your business is doing that it's successful. After that, you can start posting your blogs, your articles, and take an hour or two a day just to go through the newest, sort the posts by new, not by hooked. It's already been there for 3 days. There's 1,000 comments. You're going to get lost into the comments. Nobody's going to take
notice of you, yeah.
Yeah. So therefore, sort by newest and start just answering as many questions as you can truthfully and to the best of your knowledge. And then if someone decides to mess with you and say that, no, actually, this isn't right, perfect. That's great. You have more engagement, more people looking at your profile. more people checking the things that you've already posted on your profile. And then now they're thinking, well, actually, this guy has a lot of proof of his profile, and this other guy is just someone who comments all the time and just hates on stuff. And so they might start following you.
What happens if I, instead of posting on my profile, regularly post my blog posts on the relevant group? Is it like a good practice, or will they be annoyed and say, oh, you are just trying to promote yourself?
You have to be very careful. One way to do it is definitely never mention your website or anything in your blog posts. I'll give you an example. We have a article that actually in TradingView, which is a big company for chatting and trading, it was posted on Editor's Picks, right? So it was on the front page of like 50 million people. And so we took that, put it in Reddit, but it had absolutely no mention of our company, no mention of our website, no mention of what we do. It was just about how to avoid algorithms that are trying to scam you, or that will start losing immediately as soon as you buy them because they're over optimized, overfitted, etc. Just made to be sold, not to profit. So you have to be very careful not to look like an advertisement, but still the fact that you post it and then people comment on it and you reply, that's an advertisement in itself, because people will check out your profile. They will look for your reputation. If you post this much text and someone looks at it and they're going to think, who is this guy? And then they will check your profile, see all of the previous success that you've had, etc. So it is a good practice, but you have to be very careful not to look at it as an advertisement. Never say stuff like, oh, you can, visit our website to learn more. That's a no-no. You will either get banned for advertising. That's another thing. When you join Subreddit, they have rules, and most subreddits have a very strict rule of no advertising. Do not even mention your company's name or anything like that. Just keep it straight to the point. Just pick a topic in your area of business. If you're doing CBD, people can sleep at night. Benzodiazepines aren't helping because they're addictive. What is helping? CBD is helping, right? Write an article about that. Do not mention you, your company, anything like that. People will check you for like themselves. They will check for your, credibility, for your history on your profile. And if you have it will take some time to build up. Start with posting every day at least on your profile, even if nobody follows you at that point in time. They will in the future, and people will check in the future. And then post in subreddits. If you stir up a conversation in the comments, that's ideal. Like if you post something a bit controversial, that's not exactly accepted, you're kind of looking to do that all the time, because as I said, most of the publicity is good publicity. People will be checking, who is this guy? I mean, who is he to say that CBD can help me sleep? So you have to be careful not to make it look like an advertisement. You realize that it is already an advertisement. Your profile is posting that. You are posting that. So people will definitely check you. They will check your posts. They will check your previous comments. They will see if you have any mental issues. Literally, I mean, they will do the whole thing, which is perfect because you're getting recognition. You're getting maybe a few followers because you are legit, and basically just pick a topic. Don't even mention your name or anything. Just make it straight up an article on a topic. No advertisement. You posting it is already enough.
Should I also be careful with my username? What do you advise with username? For example, our brand is Masterful and then like something else, Masterful Podcast, Masterful Founders. I probably shouldn't say Masterful. Maybe it's better to have a name or the target audience, like SaaS startup expert or something.
For the SaaS business, we just go straight up with suffix algorithms. You can do it because I'm posting it from the name of the company. You can do both, right? So you can have a company account that you post from, and you're careful what you say there, etc. And then you can have a personal account in which you link and always comment on your other account. Reddit has a very easy feature on your phone to add multiple accounts. You can switch immediately. You can post from one, then post the same thing from your own personal one. But I would recommend going with your company account. That builds credibility. People don't like, for example, hey, look at these guys, like technically not affiliated and they're, making millions daily. This isn't an ad. Don't do that. Be yourself, represent the company, be true to the company. And in time, you will build so much credibility that people will just recognize you by your username.
So you mean if I create 2 accounts, one for my company, one for my personal, then majority of interaction should be from my personal account, yes?
From the company account.
If I post regularly in some channels, in some subreddits with the company account, and there is they will see the brand a little bit from the username, like Masterful Founders, for example. And that's fine. That's acceptable. Yeah. And let's explore all the ways you can interact with Reddit. First of all, you can create posts on subreddits. Can you give some advice? For example, what about content type? If I publish videos, for example, I could embed from YouTube, or like on LinkedIn, I could upload the video there. What do you advise in those direction?
I would advise it depends on the subreddit, right? Some don't even allow pictures, only text, because people will spam whatever some advertisement in the form of a picture, whatever. Some allow pictures, videos, etc., links as well. Some do not allow many. So it's very, very specific. You have to check the rules, as I said, and not even the rules. When you try to post something, it will just be grayed out. Like you won't have the option to post a video or something like that. Content tab, mostly text is great. If you can embed a video link, that's perfect as well. Text, then a video link, but a short explanation, not just the video link. Here's a video. Like a user has no idea what it is, just a YouTube video. The chance of them clicking it is minimal. You can just post some summary and then obviously the link. If the subreddit doesn't allow it, you can post it on your own page and then just go to the subreddit and post a summary and say, check out my profile for the link. So that's a way to circumvent those restrictions by the admins.
How is it if you post a link to your YouTube channel? Will it be seen as advertising?
Probably yes, because it's not an algorithm that's looking at it. It's people. It's always people that look at it. So probably people will say, yes, it's an advertisement. But if it's educational and you write a short summary of what they're going to learn in this, how you're going to teach them new things, etc., and you're not saying, I'm not going to sell you something, but you're implying that's not the point of this video, selling something, it's purely educational, then probably it's going to be fine. Yes. I say probably because there's so many communities out there. You have so many options. That's the other good thing. You have so many options. You have trading communities in Bulgaria. You have trading communities in the EU. You have trading communities in Germany. You have trading in general. You have US trading. You have many groups. Yes. Even if in one group they don't like what you have posted, you can post it to 10 groups. And even if 2 of them accept it, that's fine.
It's probably a good idea just to read through the subreddit and see what is common And then
Exactly.
you can
Yes.
adjust to that, because there is no overall rule for Reddit, because every admin has his own view. What do you think about the length of the text as a post? Do usually longer text perform better, or is it depends?
I've had great success with longer texts, going into a lot of detail, exposing some stuff that the majority of people don't know in your sector. So long form text definitely is great, and it sparks conversation because the more topics you can cover in a single post, the more other individuals who don't know everything about what you posted, but know a bit about the second paragraph, for example, will comment on that second paragraph and you'll go on a tangent on that in the comments, right? But that's great because you're generating, engagement. So long form, I would suggest for sure. But it's kind of not a tradition, but it's accepted that you post a summary in the beginning and after that, the long text. It's TLDR, too long, didn't read, because a lot of people will you actually comment that because if they see a rule of text, right, they may skip it. That's a risk. But if you are in a subreddit and you notice that people are having very deep, insightful conversations with the long form texts, then you go for that. But in the beginning, just put a short summary. So if they want to know, they will continue. If they don't, they won't, hate on your comment and stuff like that. Because you're dealing with humans here. You're not dealing with an algorithm, and humans are good at sniffing out advertisements. They're good at sniffing out bullcrap. You have to be very good in navigating the social environment there. But also, conflict is not bad. Conflict is good because if you have conflict with some person that thinks they know more, right? You can kind of put them in a corner and then you can just say stuff like, well, that's your opinion, why you're being so mean, etc., etc. And the majority of people will side with you. So conflict is something that you are actually, I had to learn that the hard way because in the beginning, when I started posting, even on my own, there was some unemployed person who was always commenting, this is a scam, stuff like that, right? I used to get mad at that person, but then I realized that I can just keep on repeating and answering and it just becomes funny at some point. And then other people join in and they start defending you.
Yeah, that's a good approach. Those trolls, they are everywhere, especially on Facebook. There are so many, like, they're just waiting for someone to post something and they are already negative. It's a good way to utilize their free time to get more visibility.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So it's possible to get more visibility with your posts. There is also this hot topics or hot kind of posts or trending posts. Do you know how to achieve that, or is it not that important? Or what advice would you give to get more visibility, except what we already talked about?
Yeah, getting a hot trending post is something that will definitely skyrocket your reputation, your followers, website visits, whatever. There isn't kind of a secret key element except being the first one who delivers the information. So let's say, for example, that I know a secret about the specific platform that I'm using to trade on TradingView. I know a secret about them that they delete 1 year of historical data every April. And not a lot of people know that. Like probably 20 people know that in the community. So try to find something niche, post it. It's kind of maybe unethical, but we're talking about capitalism right here. So we're going to scratch that and just say that you can have your friends boost the post in the first few minutes. So it automatically shows up on hot right immediately. That's very maybe immoral thing to do, but still that's how you can do it the easiest, right? We're talking about the easiest way. the greatest way is to share something that nobody else knows. And a big, for example, a big topic, my experience with hour trading. And then you go through everything that you've done in the past, all of that stuff. These kind of posts usually get a lot of traction, but I just want to say the posts are not the best part because they're more time consuming. It's like the success rate of it becoming a hot post or something like that is kind of lower. Commenting is the thing that gets you a lot of, for example, someone commented or posted, sorry, hey, I'm from Bulgaria. I want to start trading in a professional way, something like that, right? So we just put a comment, hey, I'm also from Bulgaria. We have a hedge fund. But shoot me a DM. If that doesn't work, I know a few people in Citibank and Scotiabank in the UK, and I can just give you advice, right? And so you set the filter to newest posts, and then you try and get through as many as you can with accurate information, not misleading. And sometimes you can say, if it's something like I'm trying to find X or Y, then you can say, okay, DM me, and I will help you. But most of the time, even if you just give information, like a very detailed comment, they will go and look for more information from you via direct messaging or checking your profile, etc., website,
Yes.
etc.
What is your take on getting help with AI? And I'm not talking about asking ChatGPT to write an article for Reddit, but instead more sophisticated, maybe to give some input to ChatGPT or to other tool, and then to generate an article for or posts or even for comments for Reddit. I understand if you just don't give any of your input, you will probably say you shouldn't bother because it will be empty, kind of soulless. But yeah, to improve your already art content.
We're dealing with humans here, so they can definitely sniff out most of them on Reddit, on Facebook. So for Facebook, the audience is kind of older, right? So you have more success rate with AI there. But on Reddit, you will get absolutely blasted if you start just posting AI generated stuff. So maybe, yeah, okay, you write something, but your grammar isn't perfect. You have to, understand that. Your grammar isn't perfect. You may have a better way of saying that, or looks too much like an advertisement, then sure, you can just go to GPT or Claude or whatever and just tell them, I want to keep all the information that I have written in this. Do not add any more. Do not make stuff up, but just rewrite it so that it's good for a Reddit post and it looks, professional. So I would say definitely write your own content. Do not use AI tools to write the content, but you can use them to improve it a bit. I just want to say, literally 1 hour when you wake up, you have your coffee, breakfast, etc. Then 1 hour on lunch where you have lunch, answering comments every day. That's enough to gain enough traction so that you have more website visitors daily, you have more followers. Next time you post something to your account where you have no restrictions, you can post videos, photos, advertisements, straight up advertisements. They will blow up on their feed, right? On the followers' feed. So even a couple of hours a day of just answering, comments in different subreddits, this will be enough for engagement for the start.
Let's move to the next part where you can create content, your account, your profile. Do you think it has reach beyond your followers? So if you have 0 followers, for example, and if you would just post on your profile, would it reach someone?
Probably yes, because of Google. As you said in the beginning, Google really likes Reddit. They like Quora as well. Quora is another topic that we can talk about, but it will take another hour. Quora is basically It's almost the same as Reddit. However, it's not anonymous. I don't know if it's better or worse, but let's go back to Reddit. Anyways, Bookable really prioritizes Reddit answers and for tech startups, Stack Overflow, all of that. So yes, you will get some visits if you post in subreddits, which are public. You'll get a lot more.
Reddit itself, they will not publish it on some pages without subscribers.
No. So Reddit themselves, they won't publish anything like on their front page or something like that. Because it's all custom. Your profile is custom, your front page is custom, the communities, everything is personalized.
It's divided in subreddits, so there is no just Reddit. So they cannot, maybe just the hot topics, but that's a different story. It's very difficult to get there probably. So what else do you recommend on your account? Also, we can talk a little bit about kind of a sales funnel. You mentioned that you could lead them to a Telegram chat or to some other community. It's probably also a good idea sometimes not just offer a one-to-one consultation, but have something where you can lead those interested parties, interested people.
The way I've set up the funnel is, let's say someone, for example, let's use someone who is looking for trading algorithm. So you go into the comments and you say, hey, shoot me a DM. I have a community full of people who are algo traders. Most of the time they will do, because this is exactly what they're looking for. Like you don't go around commenting this on someone who has nothing to do with the topic. After that, I kind of funnel them to go into my Discord channel, because that's where we do the majority of, or basically everything. We have, I think, 400 and something people in the Discord channel. So there's a lot of communication there. There's proof. They can scroll back in time, see all the history, the profits, etc. So you try and funnel them into either your website or your Discord. But this is now an advertisement. But since it's in the DMs, right, it's fine. There's no problem. So you try and get as many people to text you, not you texting them, because that's also solicitation and you might have some problems legally if you try and spam. So if an admin sees that you have texted like 100 people, that they will ban you instantly. So yeah, try and get as many people to text you. For me, for example, a strategy that works is, hey, for people who are interested in algo trading or trading in general, I just post something like a comment, like, for example, we have a lot of people in our community that do algorithms, and I also have a few that I don't use, but they're still profitable. Would you like me to share some with you? And then obviously most people will want a free script or algorithm. And then you put them into that funnel in your direct messages. You tell them join the Discord, you give them the script there, and then basically that's a hot lead that you can now sell the main product to.
Have you considered creating your own subreddit? It's probably a lot of work, isn't it?
Yes, we do have a subreddit of our own. We post things there, but it's not that successful because the majority of the community is in Discord. And we use Discord because of all the bots and the automation that we can do specifically for our trading, business. We're not really pushing people into our subreddit, but you definitely can. Right now, for example, in the Discord, I can start, let's say, okay, join our subreddit and you have 20% off your next purchase. I can build it up very quickly. So you can use other places that you already have some community to build up your own subreddit. And after that, you can start funneling people from Reddit into your own subreddit. Even though that there's not a lot of people right now in our subreddit, I do not stop posting there. So whatever I post on my profile, I post on my subreddit as well for the future. At some point, there will be people there, but if it's empty, they'll be like, why won't we join? So yeah, creating your own subreddit is important. You have to have a lot of brand recognition already so that people know what they're joining. So you would have to build your own audience, maybe through your followers on Reddit or some other platform, and then funnel them into your subreddit, and then you can grow it from there.
Or maybe if you find a very unique niche that is not well covered on Reddit, maybe you can use that.
Yes.
But in general, there are probably so many subreddits that's all niches are already pretty dense populated.
Yeah, it's very hard to find something that's not already there. When you look at it, you can see that there's like 5 people in it, so there's not a lot of interest, right? It's kind of hard to come up with your own niche. But if you do make some subreddits separate from your company, like not suffix algorithms, like, then yeah, for sure, you can start funneling people in there, and you can start advertising directly in there because you are the admin. But that's a very kind of lengthy project, building up the whole subreddit. You would have to moderate it. You would have to do all of this extra steps while just commenting and posting in already existing ones. You don't lose that many resources and time, and it pays well.
So, yeah, Stefan, you gave so much valuable advice. That's very helpful. Thank you so much for that. Would you like to say something to our audience?
This is for founders, right? Don't
Yes.
try to do everything on your own. If you don't have the capital to hire someone, for example, to do all these, you can either get a partner in, which is whole different discussion, and maybe you don't want to give a share of your company. But what I would say is try and outsource the things that you cannot do or you don't like doing. So, for example, if I'm a developer, I code, right? I make strategies. I don't have a very good sales approach. I can't have cold calling, writing emails all the time, making the demonstrations, all of that. So if you can find someone who you can outsource that on a profit split basis, even if you're getting like 1/3 of the profit that you would get doing it alone, the other partner, which you will have to choose wisely, they will compensate with quantity over you doing it all by yourself. So if you're a tech founder, if there's like even 2 of you, still don't try and do everything yourself. You don't have time for it, and you do it half on the surface. Do your own niche in the business and try to outsource the rest. This is like a general comment on what I've learned.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. That's why I realized even for startup founders who are on a tight budget, they can either go with revenue share, like you suggested. That's a really great idea. Or if until they found those partners, they can also just hire a $20 or $30 cheap freelancer who already can support them. And yes, I think if you have like 1 hour a week for a certain task, that is quite important for your generating clients. And if you suddenly have someone who is doing 5 hours or 10 hours, maybe not in the same quality, a little bit like 80% of your quality, but it's still several times more than if you would try to do it yourself.
My only comment is if you're looking for freelancers, don't cheap out because it's a double-edged, sword. Try and at least use Upwork, which is the higher level skill set people for freelancing, not Fiverr, for example. Also, try and make a good relationship with them, which is not only, okay, for this task, I'm going to pay you like $50 per week, try to make a relationship with them. So like, okay, next week, if you perform well, I'm going to pay you $75. And then keep going, build a relationship with that freelancer. Don't just use them like napkins and trying to switch from one to another to another, etc., etc.
Yeah, that's so true. Within marketing area, we are offering this service, my agency, to find the right type of freelancers and even to manage them, because I realized it's so deceptive kind of. You look at on Upwork or you post a job post on Upwork and then you get 50 applications and majority of them are spammy. But for non-experienced people, it looks like, oh, the average salary is $10. So that's my maximum. And I want something between $5 and $10. Then you get freelancers where you need to tell them exactly step by step. They are like robots sometimes. If the cheaper they get, the more explanation you need to give them.
It's the reverse. Like now you have to spend even more time trying to train someone who is supposed to know what they're doing. Yeah. And also people will swear that they can do anything just to get you to pay them for a job. So be careful with freelancers, but they do work, and try to build a relationship with, like, if you see someone that actually does something, don't just forget about them. Try and attract them into your business and tell them, okay, if you set aside the other clients that you have for the next week, I'll pay you a bit more because you did well. So try and build a relationship with that freelancer as well.
I think we could create so many different episodes with you. So we could create also about how to hire and manage freelancers. That's also a very interesting topic. So yeah, hopefully we'll have the opportunity to meet again and to talk about other topics. What would you like our audience to do? Maybe to connect with you or to go to your website? We can all link in the description below.
Yeah, go to my website, check out as I said, the articles that we post, because they really are educational. I personally write them, so with all my knowledge that I've gathered so far. And then go into the Discord. Doesn't matter if you're going to be a client or not. I post stuff like, for example, that thing that I told you that TradingView deletes like 1 year of data. I can guarantee you 99% of the people who use it don't know about this, because you have to literally go through 5 weeks of customer support questions and answers before I got, the info. And we have a lot of other communities, their Discord channel, partnerships, etc., that you can learn from. So even if you're not going to use the product, we have so much information on Discord that's for free. And we constantly post more and more there.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Stefan. And yeah, I wish you a great day. Bye-bye.